Hello, my name's Christopher Anatra. You know me as the Quantum Businessman. Welcome to this series of videos I've titled Symphony of Realities and our Fringe Intermission. Each of these videos or acts are interconnected like a symphony to help you understand how reality and your consciousness work within our holographic universe. More specifically, the Earth game. But just wait until you're ready for the next level, because if this is a hologram, is there a base reality which is projecting the hologram? Is this hologram an operating system that allows you to view and travel layers of reality like levels of a building? Welcome to our Fringe Intermission. You've reached the interval between the acts of our symphony. The definition of the word fringe includes unconventional, extreme, offbeat, and way out there. And you'll find plenty of fringe information in this video. Fringe for you and a normal day for me. Fringe, revealing the truth instead of what the global narrative wants you to believe. Fringe, just like the TV show with Dr. Walter Bishop, his son Peter, and the FBI agent Olivia. That was a great show to expand your consciousness and soft disclosure for timelines, time loops, parallel universes, and even meeting a version of yourself from an alternate universe. Usually that other version will be very different from what you'd expect. In total, I have dreamed this symphony to be 8 acts. After our intermission, we'll pick up with Act 5, but for now, please enjoy this special presentation brought to you by Topsy the elephant. In our last act, I mentioned how I removed so much content because I thought it would sound way too out there, too fringe. Some of you had mentioned in the comments that you wanted to know more, so here we go. I've packed a lot of high frequency information into our Fringe Intermission, and believe me, it's not going to go the way you think. You might notice I'm wearing a slightly different sport coat than in the other videos. The maker of this coat named it Dreamlike. So with a name like Dreamlike, you know I had to buy it. Because remember, you are dreaming right now. Yes, you are lucid dreaming, but you've been hypnotized to believe that this is the only dream, the only reality. And that's just not true. You're complicated. You're multidimensional. And the Mandela Effect is exposing it all. This intermission will contain 5 levels of fringe information. We're going to start off gently and then get more and more into the fringes of our reality. Welcome to Level 1 Fringe, Topsy the elephant and her Mandanimal friends. To give you a quick update about Topsy, she is doing very well. I'll provide you with more specifics about her later on, but her just receiving the recognition for her sacrifice has given her a big boost. If you had watched Act 4 about time-traveling babies and learned about Topsy the elephant, you are interacting with her now. I'll explain that later. For now, let's talk about some of her friends. For many of you, these friends will be Mandela effects. They are animals that just didn't exist in other timelines. You could refer to them as Mandanimals. Because this intermission is brought to you by Topsy the elephant, when I go like this, instead of a drum roll, let's do the wind section of our symphony. Whenever I'm going to say something important and go like this, you'll hear an elephant trumpet. And now, trumpet please. Because I want to share the larger meaning of these Mandanimals. All the new Mandanimals appearing in our reality represent diversity. They represent complexity. We don't see any species of animal disappearing, but instead new Mandanimals are appearing literally every day. even animals thought to be extinct. Turns out we're never extinct in these new timelines. When we see this diversity in new animals and even the ability to create hybrid animals that were not possible before, it's a sign that we are moving into timelines of Earth where she exhibits her full creational abilities. Her pure, true, united, greatest, unified, organic timeline. Let's call these organic timelines, and they lead to a concept known as the graduation timeline. On the other hand, some timelines are more simple, basic, original. They've been incurred on by different chess moves of different factions. Let's call these phantom timelines. As we continue, I'll explain more about this key concept because many of us had been grabbed onto, like in a hostage situation, to phantom timelines. We've been pulled in a different direction than natural, but we've since migrated closer and closer to full, pure, organic timelines. For example, if you remember our solar system being way out on the edge of the Milky Way on the Sagittarius arm, or if you remember 4 people in the car when JFK was shot instead of 6 people, and a larger car, you might have been existing on a phantom timeline. If you only remember one Mona Lisa painting by Da Vinci where she doesn't smile, and now not only does she smile, but there are 3 other Mona Lisa paintings by Da Vinci, including the Isleworth Mona Lisa, the Prado Mona Lisa, and of course, the nude Mona Lisa. You might have been existing on a phantom timeline. You could say that the Mona Lisa is an oracle for timelines, and if she isn't smiling, or there is only one, she is telling us that we are on a phantom timeline. Yes, those were simpler days, literally. Mostly because those phantom timelines didn't have the processing power. They didn't have CERN or other large hadron colliders, as we were coming out of the spiritual dark ages without large hadron colliders. They literally were more simple. More on this later. But first, let's meet some of Topsy's Mandanimal friends. Our first 3 Mandanimals are in the giraffe family. Giraffes are beautiful and magnificent creatures, and Topsy loves them all. Mandanimal number 1, the dark giraffe. Zoologists do not know the exact reason for dark giraffes. They are known to roam alone, searching for mates from pack to pack, where other giraffes stay in packs. The Akashic records tell us that dark giraffes are the consciousness of ancient, powerful beings. They are powerful in magic and destruction. You could describe them as badass, and many of them are actually good, so they should be shown respect. By the way, for those that haven't watched my other videos, the Akashic records can best be described as the internet of the universe. The Akash is an energy field that holds everything that happened recorded in light. Mandanimal number 2, the white giraffe. A giraffe being white is caused by a genetic condition where skin cells have no pigmentation. Poachers have hunted the white giraffe, and there's only one known alive. According to the Akashic records, this giraffe is the consciousness of a high-dimensional being. It is so sacred and high-dimensional, it's literally like a galaxy in a body. It is a protector and guardian of the Milky Way. Mandanimal number 3, the dwarf giraffe. Dwarf giraffes are less than half the size of a normal giraffe. Their bodies are the same size as a normal giraffe, but their legs and neck are much shorter. If you watch the previous Symphony of Realities, Act 4, Time-Traveling Babies, you remember I spoke about the Rothschild giraffe and how the consciousness of that famous banking family from Germany may have been incarnating into giraffes and other species. This is done through a process you could describe as legal magic, by individuals and families, such as the Rothschilds, who understand reality rules and can spiritually program the negative matrix. Legal, spiritual contracts, court, and even spiritual lawyers are involved. Note that I'll leave a link to the Rothschild family website, which lists about 50 Rothschild's named species of animal. In our reality, this information needs to be disclosed, even if it's not easily found. And I'm sure part of the legal magic contract with the Rothschilds was that these animal species had to be made public, even if only on an obscure website. Here are a few Rothschild's animals. Rothschild's porcupine, the Rothschild's rock wallaby, which is another herbivore now known to eat meat like the Rothschild's giraffe. The Rothschild's woolly rat, about the size of a cat. The Rothschild's swift. The Rothschild's cuscus. The Rothschild's bird-winged butterfly. These are the largest butterflies, which can be about 12 inches in width, the size of a small bird. And not surprisingly, these and other butterflies are now known to drink blood and eat rotting flesh. And now, let's do another elephant trumpet. One reason I bring up all these different species of named Rothschild's animals is perhaps to expose you to an actual spiritual invasion war tactic used for taking over a planet. For many of you, this is going to sound like fringe science fiction, so please consider that it's maybe a war tactic used to take over a planet, especially valuable ones like Earth, with all of her diversity, by incarnating and invading consciousness into that planet's life forms, and in the case of Earth, humans especially as well. Invade the consciousness of a planet, and you can control it by taking it over from within. Back to Topsy the elephant's friends, the Mandanimals. Mandanimal number 4, the white rhino. The white rhinoceros is an endangered species and also the most social of all rhinos. The Akashic records reveal that the white rhino is a super protector. It is a protector of time and space and all within it. Having the white rhino on our planet is a huge benefit, and their role to protect time and space is a great benefit to Earth. Mandanimal number 5, the woolly rhino. The woolly rhinoceros is an extinct species. Did you know that such a creature roamed the Earth at the same time as the woolly mammoth? The woolly rhinoceros was covered with long, thick hair that allowed it to survive in the extreme cold. I must say that in all the books I've read about dinosaurs, the woolly mammoth, and other extinct species, I've never heard of these. What about you? Did you know that in December of 2020 in Russia, a well-preserved Ice Age woolly rhino was found in the Siberian permafrost? Our next group of mandanimals are the hybrids. The hybrids, specifically of the big cats species. Now, in my old timeline, big cats like tigers and lions were not able to interbreed. It was not possible. Such things as the ligar, both a lion and a tiger, were a mythical, humorous construct and did not actually exist.
What are you drawing?
A liger.
What's a liger?
It's pretty much my favorite animal. It's like a lion and a tiger mixed. Bred for its skills and magic.
This brings us to our next group of mandanimals. Mandanimal number 6, the ligar. The ligar is the offspring of a male lion and female tiger. Mandanimal number 7, the tigon. The tigon is the offspring of a male tiger and a female lion. Mandanimal number 8, the leopon. The leopon is the offspring of a male leopard and a female lion. Mandanimal number 9, the pumapard. The pumapard is the offspring of a male puma and a female leopard. Mandanimal number 10, the jaglion. The jaglion is the offspring of a male jaguar and a female lion. By the way, these female lions seem to get it on a lot. And did you know that lions are not just found roaming the savanna or the plains of Africa? Lions now live in the rainforests of Africa. Lions are called the kings of the jungle. Zoologists have always told us that this statement isn't true because lions don't live in the jungle. But in this timeline, they do. And I'll leave a link below for you to further research this. Jungle lions are a real thing, and obviously so is jungle fever. Talking about jungle fever, what is going on with elephants? Do you remember elephants with breasts? Up here? I don't. Topsy, I'm so confused. By the way, viewer discretion is advised. Wait, too late? You can't unsee that? Talking about rainforest lions, for that matter, did you always think that penguins always lived in the icy cold in such places as Antarctica? If you thought that, you'd be wrong, because penguins also live in the rainforest. They're called rainforest penguins, and they live in New Zealand. Are rainforest penguins a Mandela effect for you? And what do you call it when a male grizzly bear falls in love with a female polar bear? That brings us to our next mandanimal. Mandanimal number 11, the pizzly. The pizzly, or grizzlar, is the offspring of a grizzly bear and a polar bear. I don't even understand how they met and then fell in love, but there it is, pizzlies. Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my!
Okay, just one more before we move on. I introduce you to mandanimal number 12, the mandanimal known as the zebroid. The zebroid is the cross between a zebra and any type of horse, including a donkey and mules. Zebroids. Can't make this up. I said one more, but let's add another mandanimal today to expand your consciousness. Mandanimal number 13, the geep. What is a geep? A geep is literally half goat and half sheep. I don't even know what to say. Do you shear them for wool? Milk them like a goat? In the Bible, would they sit on Jesus' right hand or his left hand? What sound do they make? Bah, like a sheep? Or nah, like a goat? Bah, nah, nah. That's it. How about banana? We've spoken about giraffes and zebras. So are you aware of the okapi? It's a beautiful and unusual animal, which for many is a mandanimal because they remember it being extinct or simply never existing. They have zebra-striped hindquarters and front legs. It looks like it must be related to zebras, but they are the only living relatives of the giraffe. And not to be confused with the quagga, which went extinct in the 1800s. So what causes these mandanimal hybrids? These hybrids can come about naturally in the wild, like the sheep farmer who begins to have geeps being born after some goats got into the flock. And they can come about by forced breeding programs at zoos, for example. Or maybe at a zoo, a tiger jailbreaks into the lion exhibit, and then ligars are born. And let's not even bring the Tiger King into this. Wait, were we on the Tiger King timeline?
Hey, I'm Joe Exotic, otherwise known as the Tiger King, the gay, gun-carrying redneck with a mullet.
These hybrids, which never existed for many people, are an indication that we have moved to a more organic, abundant, and complex timeline. They are an indication that we have advanced to a more positive timeline. Why do I say that? Because among other things, Earth, who is called the jewel of the universe, is known for her diversity of species. Among other things, you could call Earth a DNA farm. More species exist here than on any other planet in the universe. That's why she's called the jewel of the universe. When we see this diversity in the ability to create hybrid animals, it's a sign that we've moved into timelines of Earth where she exhibits more of her full creational abilities on these organic timelines, like a flower garden of timelines, blooming and merging. Maybe a phantom or not fully blossomed timeline would only have one Mona Lisa by Da Vinci. Maybe a growing organic timeline would have at least 4 Mona Lisa paintings, all accredited to Da Vinci, especially as these would be considered masterpieces, which requires more processing power in the hologram. You could say that a picture tells 1,000 words, but the Mona Lisas are worth a quintillion words. It would allow Da Vinci to include more encoded messages for the future, which he put into his paintings that the negative matrix would try to block. I'll discuss this more in Act 5 of Symphony of Realities, where I cover the world of art. Are you beginning to understand how this works? Hybrid animals with their diversity begin to appear in organic blooming timelines. They are rendered like software, sharing and blending DNA memories and libraries of information between the species in our hologram. What is holographic software rendering? Think of technology we have now, like virtual reality. Imagine it being used in the process of generating a hard light hologram, like for instance, from DNA models such as the body of a person. Rendering is the last step in an animation process, the process of bringing the hologram to life. Remember these concepts about rendering in the hologram and organic blooming timelines, because they will come up again within our Symphony of Realities. And now we move on from Fringe Level 1, the Mandanimals, to the next level of Fringe in our intermission. What is the next level of Fringe? Extinct animals. What do I mean? Are you ready? Let's go.